Today's block is a sunflower, 12-inch finished sunflower, and it's one of my favorite flowers. Here's the picture of the block, and here's the diagram. Here's what it looks like with 4 together, with slightly different colorings. For the patch A, it's a small rectangle. We cut it 3.5 inches by 2 inches, so we have a 1.5 by 3 inch finished rectangle. We'll need 4 from the background, and this is from the 6-inch cube, it's shape 8. Patch B is cut 2 inches square for a 1.5 inch finished square. We need 4 patches from each of the background, the green, and the main flower petal color. And I need to fix this, but this is 6-inch cube shape number 2. Patch C is cut 4.25 inches, then it's cut twice in half diagonally for 3-inch finished quarter square triangles. We'll need 8 from the background and 8 from the secondary color of the petals. It's these back in here in the background. Patch D is cut 3 7/8 inches square and cut in half once diagonally for a 3-inch finished half square triangle. We'll need 8 patches for the petals. And finally, patch E is cut 3.5 inches square for a 3-inch finished square, and this is the inside of the flower. To start our piecing, we're going to take the 4 centers of the flower, the brown pieces, with patch B, and we're going to stitch and flip in the corner or use the folded corner ruler. We'll do those, and then next we'll piece this unit, and I'll go over with how to piece this unit, and we'll piece 4 of these, and then we'll put the block together. Here are the fabrics, the background, and here are the rectangles and the small square. These are the squares we will use for the stitch and flip, and these are for the leaves on the back of the flower, and these will be on the background. Here are the main flower petals, and here's the flower center. I'm going to show you how to piece this unit first. It's actually 2 split quarter square triangles, and I'll explain that to you. And we're going to piece 4 of these. These are the pieces laid out. The background and this orange fabric are quarter square triangles. And we know they're quarter square triangles because the lengthwise or crosswise grain, either one, goes in this direction. These are your bias edges. Whenever you have the quarter square triangles, you want these lengthwise or crosswise grains to go on the outer edge of your unit. So this is the outer edge. If we look at just this unit, outer edge, and then half square triangles have the crosswise or lengthwise grain along these sides. The long side is the bias. So now we have the lengthwise or crosswise grain is on all 4 edges of this block. When you're piecing these together, you'll need to pay attention to the direction, because these, if you sew these together the same way, they won't be right. You start by sewing these together, and I'd sew pairs. So this placement and this placement, there's 2 of them. And then once we sew these together, you have 2 ways to finish this. You can sew the 2 pieces together like this, and then add these. First one side, then press, then the other side and press, and then your unit is finished. The other way is to complete 2 of these units, which this unit here is called a split quarter square triangle, because they take a quarter square triangle, which are these pieces here, and they split it in half and put a half square triangle in it. Then you have these 2 pieces, and you can sew them together like that. Either way, you get the same unit. Now for the center, take a brown square, and you can use the stitch and flip method. You put these 2 pieces right sides together, you draw a diagonal line, and then you stitch on the line, then you cut it off. And here is a piece that I've done. I've stitched on the line, and I'm going to take my ruler and cut off a quarter inch away from the line. And here is the stitch and flip method. For the folded corner method, you need a folded corner ruler, and you start the same way with right sides together and in the upper corner. Use your ruler, and you're lining up, in this case, the 2-inch mark, and then we're going to cut. And if you see these two, this was stitch and flip, this is folded corner. And with the folded corner ruler, you're cutting off with your seam allowance, and then you're stitching. With stitch and flip, you stitch and then cut off with your seam allowance. And with either method, once you're finished, you press the seam open, and then you have this unit here. So let's finish piecing all these, and then we'll put the block together. Our units are finished now. Our split quarter square triangles sewn together are finished, and then the center of the flower are finished. We'll just lay the block out now, and these corners are going to go out. Then we add these quarter square triangles, the split quarter square triangle units. And then we're just following the diagram to add the leaves, go in the corner. And some background. And then the rest of the background. First, we'll need to piece the green to the background, so all 4 of these. Then we piece these 4 in the center together. And then we'll have our rows. We can piece the top row, the middle row, and then the bottom row, and the block will be finished. Thanks for watching.